So this is a time, and I'm going to share some steps with you that's very important. Because when I became a speaker and I started my business and several other businesses, it was against all odds. You hear me? Against all odds. With no college education and nobody who looked like me that was doing what I'm doing now. But now you see motivational speakers everywhere. Everybody's saying, I'm a motivational speaker. If you were to help people, you would say, well, the only thing I can do if I want to help people, become a preacher. But then when I start doing this, there are people who say, wait a minute, there's another option. There's another way. See, what we have to do now is we are in a creative mode. Everything that happens is for our good. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. If you don't know anything else, you know that. You know that. When we look at what has taken place and where we are right now, this is a fresh start. And we want to take advantage of this. This is no time to relax and say, we did it. No, we did not. This is a fresh start. This is a new beginning. This is a time to build legacies. This is a time to be motivated. Get the family involved. Get the kids involved. And get focused on what your goal and what your dream is. And what is it that you're going to do now that we're in this place? What is it that you're going to do with your talent? This is a time to work your talent. I remember when I decided, Wesley, Margaret Ann, Leonard, Angelo, listen to me. Sharon, I'm going to buy my mother a home. I'm going to do that. Are you guys going to join me? What are you talking about? I said, I'm going to buy our mother a home. Are you going to join me? Yeah, we'll help you. You know, and they did what they could do, but I was the lead guy. Okay. And so we divvied up what each person would do. Margaret Ann, she bought the groceries. I paid the bills. Wesley was in Vietnam fighting for our country and got a Purple Heart. Yes. See, when you have a new chance, see, life is cyclic. It's like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes things go well, sometimes they don't go so well. So this is a period. This is a new season. Listen here. This is a new season in your life, in my life, in our life. And now we want to work. You want to work your gift. Not just be a part of somebody else's dream, but this is a time to think and come up with some new ideas. What is it that you're going to do now in this new place, in this new season? See, there's never a shortage of money, just a shortage of ideas. There's a shortage of thinking. When these foreclosures, when the various restrictions that will be lifted, and they will be eventually, all the stuff that's happening right now, what we have to do, it's better to have a plan and not need it than to need it and not have it. And I'm saying to you, find something that's you. I'm moving back and forth. But Mama was promising red. And he said, young man, develop your mind. Young man, be mindful of who you're around. Young man, once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Those three things are very important. And so the first one, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. hungrytospeak.com, because there you're going to find some medicine for the mind, some power for the mind, and it's called Choosing Your Future. It's a series that I recorded, and at the time I got through with that, that's when I made my first million. That's when I made my first million. People say, what's the most difficult thing you've ever done? Making $1 million? No, the most difficult thing I've ever done, to believe that I could do it. Given my circumstances, born in an abandoned building on a floor, not knowing my birth parents, being a foster child and then adopted, being labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade at Douglas Elementary School into the 4th grade, and failing again at Booker T. Washington High School. to overcome being in a culture where you are marginalized, where you have the complexion of rejection, to believe that I had the ability to do it. I remember there was a program when I was a kid. Millenniums don't know about that. They weren't here then. They used to have a program called The Millionaire. And John Beresford Tipton would give Michael Anthony $1 million to give it to a particular family. And after the program would go, somebody come to the house and knock on the door. I would jump up and run to the door. Mama would say, "Where you going, boy?" I said, "I was checking to see if that's the man with the check." She said, "If you don't sit your behind down, if he had $1 million check, somebody would have busted him in the head by now." You know what? We got a fresh start. Yes, it's dramatic. God has been in the midst of all this stuff. And now we want to take advantage of it. Now we want to milk it. This is our time. This is the time to get it done in 21. And part of that process is what's going to be different about you. What's going to be different? This is the time to take it up, to step it up. This is the time to take your performance, to take your focus to the next level. What's going to be different about you? See, the people that are going to maximize this, the people that are going to capitalize on this, the people that's going to make this year, 21, the year to get it done, are the people that are hungry. You got to be hungry. When people are working against you, when there are systems and things in place that are designed to hold you back, you got to be hungry. Things have not changed that much that you can't be hungry. If you're not hungry, if you don't feel that your goal and your dream is necessary, your dream will end up a casualty. And so you got to get up each day. The people that are hungry, they're the first ones to get up in the morning and the last ones to go to sleep at night. People that are hungry, they have an agenda for their life of what they want to get out of the day. People that are not hungry, they are part of somebody else's agenda. They just are trying to go through the day. And don't mess with them. Don't criticize them. Leave them alone. My mother had a sign, I always talk about it, on her mirror. "Oh, Lord, help me keep my nose out of other people's business." So I'm talking to you this morning because as much as I'm talking to you about this, I'm talking to myself about this. I'm 75. You know, you get 75. Let me share something with you. All kind of stuff start happening to you. You wake up one morning, you start moving. Whoop. I used to wonder, Mama would say, "Oh, Arthur's bothering me." Mama, who's Arthur? Don't worry, boy, you live long enough, you'll find out. Well, I know where Arthur is now. He's on my right hip, and he's been giving me a fit up in here, up in here. My God, she's talking about arthritis. Thank the Lord for waking me up in my right mind this morning. Mama, why do y'all say that every Sunday? Why do you say that? Don't worry, boy. You live long enough, you'll find out. I went to Cancer Centers of America. I lost my passport. I left my identification there at the hospital. I got home and I said, "Hey, did you see it, John Leslie?" "No, sir, Daddy." "Do you know where I put it?" "No, sir, Daddy." "Who's 75 here? You 36. I'm the one 75. You should be watching me. You know, you can't leave me by myself." Oh my God. You know, I mean, oh my God. I mean, just little aches and pains coming from everywhere. You say, "Wait a minute, what's going to come next? I didn't do nothing to deserve this." Oh my God. Oh, so I have to take my time going down the steps. My mind is young and vibrant and energetic, but the body said, "You better take your time." You better take your time, Mr. Motivator. For you're behind, fall down these steps. You might be faking young and motivated, but you better positively take your time going down the steps. Oh, getting older is so humbling. It's so humbling. That's why I think Paul say, pray unceasingly. But this is a fresh start. This is a time to be excited. This is a time to get with some people that you know that's going in the direction of where you're going, that's grateful that they're still here because of God's grace and mercy, and to brainstorm about what we are going to do next. That's what I'm doing with my sons, with my daughters. These are my children here. Yeah, that's just half of them. Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. I took him seriously. I got 5 girls and 5 boys. I smile at you. You'll fail a rabbit test. Millennials don't know anything about a rabbit test. I know they say, what does he mean by that? What's a rabbit test? Don't worry, baby. That's okay. He's a little off. Don't worry about that. I'm telling you. We got to be grateful and celebrate and have a spirit of gratitude that we are still here, that we are victorious, that we have accomplished some things and have created an opening so we can work our gifts. That's what we've done. That's what we're fighting for, to be in position so we can do that which we are called to do. And trust me, this place where we are, this is not any time for people who are just looking for getting another job, who've been eliminated from the job market because of the coronavirus or because of artificial intelligence. No. This is a time to create. We were created by the Creator to create. Create something for yourself, something that's you, something that's in your heart, something that's your calling. A job you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. And I decided, I had a goal. What's your goal now? What is it you're going to do? People that don't have goals die sooner than people who have goals. Why? They have no reason to get up in the morning. They need an alarm clock. But when you have a goal, you don't need an alarm clock. No, you don't. You'll get up. And trust me on this. When there's a reason for your life, reasons are empowering reasons. They bring something out of you. Reasons allow you to rise and face whatever life throws at you, because it's going to throw some stuff at you. Think it not strange that you'll face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, no matter if you give 10% of your earnings. You will, no matter if you've been real good. You will, no matter if you speak in unknown tongues. You will have tribulations. You will, if you've been real good. Yet you will have tribulations. Stuff's going to happen to you. Why? That's the way it's set up. You said, I have gone through so much stuff. I'm here in Cancer Centers of America, and they gave me a CT scan. You have to drink the solution, and then they scan your body. And they said, oh, we see a little presence of something here. I've said, Lord, look here. Don't you have anybody else? Can you pass this cup to somebody else? Well, come on, what do you mean? What you talking about? Well, you need to come back, and we're going to give you an MRI. An MRI? Oh my goodness! I don't like MRIs. Oh, y'all should be calling and talking to people in places where I've been, where they gave me an MRI. From the last MRI I had, I left them a little gift in there. And now that machine, that MRI machine, is on the side of the building. Oh my God. They didn't give him his medication this morning. I'm sorry, Tyrone, I'll be through in a minute. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Come on. They put a mask on my face, and then they strap my face down, and then they put straps over my arms and everything and my body and push me in, and they closed the door, and then they went out the room and said, just relax and breathe deeply, and they turned the light off, and they said, when we push this button, we tell you to hold your breath, hold your breath. Are you all right? No! I tell you what I did one time. Let me tell you why it strapped me down, because last time I did it, I scooted out. I scooted out the other end. I said, no. Homie can't do this. No. I scooted out. Y'all got to give me some. I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, when I was a kid, they were playing and locked me in a refrigerator, and I had recalls about all that kind of stuff. So maybe the word got out, so they strapped me down this time. They strapped me down and pushed me in. I called the whole gang, give me the script, not the strength. Give me the script to handle this. I was trying to say the Lord's Prayer, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I had known the 23rd Psalm since I was a kid. All I could remember was when that light went off, when they closed that door, all I could remember was, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It's amazing. If you never had an MRI, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Hey, all I'm saying is, life is coming for you. Why? I didn't do nothing. I understand. It's coming for you. And so, therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, that having done all to stand. And so, as you think about yourself and think about where we are right now, we got a fresh start. And we want to capitalize on this. We want to maximize this. We want to get everything we can out of this. We want to milk this time until it expires. You know what Robert Schuller said? He said, tough times never last, but tough people do. And he was right. And we are still here. We are tough. Now we got to do what we have to do until this expires. Nothing stays the same. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Listen, Quincy Jones, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but my heavenly Father, which art in heaven. We got a fresh start. It's time to get serious. What is it you want to do? What's in your heart? What is it that you'd like to do before you check out? My goal is to train entrepreneurs. My goal is to teach people how to use their voice and how to promote their business, to promote themselves, to promote their ideas, to promote their products, to create a new chapter in their lives, to live a larger life, because we can. We got it like that. You think God spared us so we can live a small life? No. We are here to do the greater work. So what does that look like for you? We're here to build a legacy for our children and our children's children. And do you realize that most men, when they die, they leave liabilities rather than a legacy? They're not even thinking about it. See, when you are in survival mode, it's one thing to live versus surviving. When you're made in the likeness and image of God, and you know that, and you've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, and you live from that place of power rather than have that just be lip service, rather than life service, you're able to create. What are you creating? How much time do you have left? The journey that has brought me this far is much longer than the journey that I have left. So my goal is to maximize it. My goal is to finish strong. How many of you are ready to finish strong so that you can live full and die empty, as Miles Monroe would say? Most people go to their graves with their talents, their abilities, their dreams in them. You have to get to a place where you say to yourself, I'm not going out like this. I have a friend of mine who he lived a criminal life, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. And the last time he got out of jail, he went to the hospital. One of the children that he had impregnated a woman with, he was there at the hospital when the baby was born, his son. And when the baby opened his eyes, he said that was his rehabilitation. He said he decided in that moment, that was a turning point. In that moment, he would no longer live a criminal life. What will it take for you? Paul said, I must die daily. What will it take for you to die to who you have been now that we have a fresh start? What will it take for you to die to who you have been, to have a fresh start on this day, to honor your commitment to yourself, to get off all your medication, to exercise? I'm talking to myself. And do the things that you know you need to do, Mr. Brown, Mr. Motivator, that will keep you here on the planet longer. So you got to do some things so you can be here. Being here is not a given. You have to work at it. So what's your game plan for being here, for improving your life and putting more life into your years? So when that young sister runs, who announced her candidacy at the inauguration, what are you going to do differently? See, it's one thing to say, he did.
Do you have any advice on someone who maybe doesn't have their why concrete today on what they're doing?
You got to find out what's in their heart. My favorite book says, where your heart is, there your treasure is also. I was talking to a young man yesterday, and he said to me, when I asked him, I said, okay, you earned a lot of money.
Yes.
You've made millions of dollars. What does the rest of your life look like? And he said, I don't know. I said, okay. But if you did know, stepping into your imagination, what would that look like? He said, I like to help people. I said, great. So let's work from there. Let's come up with a program that allows you to do that without interfering with what you're doing and earning money, because you enjoy that too.
Yes.
You know, Red Fox said money won't buy you happiness, but can make a hell of a down payment. You know, and so we're now working together to help people in different areas of Africa to get clean water, things that we take for granted.
Yes.
And also, I'm a 29-year fourth stage cancer conqueror.
That's right.
So helping children who are struggling with cancer, as well as adults, to know that you're more powerful than cancer.
Yeah.
So he now is partnering with me. And so I encourage people who have not figured out their next step, align themselves with someone that's doing something that you feel good about, that you say, you know what, I think I'd like to help that out. That's not something I'm going to give some time to,
yes,
but I can volunteer as well as make a financial contribution to help to improve the quality of some people. Harsman said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they decide when they make a lot of money to get all the trinkets, and that's just not me. I got a Mickey Mouse watch.
Yes.
You know, I have a Mickey Mouse underwear, but I'm not showing. You know, and I made some serious money. But to me, living a life of contribution, living a life that will outlive you, making a mark, something that gives you a sense of fulfillment, something that when you think about it, that you will die a life of no regrets.
Yeah.
I read this book called Live a Life of No Regrets, and they talked about these wealthy people who were about to die. And they did not ask about all the trinkets they had. They didn't ask whether or not they got an oil change on their brand new car, or how much money the company generated that particular day. They talked about relationships.
Yeah.
Talked about meaning. What is this thing called life all about? And so to me, I'm not a religious person. I see myself as a spiritual person.
Yeah, I like that.
Religious people are afraid of going to hell.
Yes.
Spiritual people have been there.
Yeah.
And hell to me is what you experience when you die and you meet the person that you were supposed to become.
Yeah.
And the work that you were supposed to do. It was part of your assignment, but you didn't take the time of self-discovery to find out what the greater work for you was.
Yeah. Well, I love multiple things you said there. I love the live a life that will outlive you. That hit me hard. I love what hell is for you when you die, and I think it's increasingly harder to do that self-discovery work, or could be, right, with distractions of cell phones, social media, things like that. Is there I guess I'm curious your opinion on that with so many distractions today that pull us away. I mean, I had a friend of mine for context yesterday, runs a multi-million dollar business, had a big issue happen, and he's trying to figure out what to do, and he's running 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I said, hey, planes in extreme turbulence, slow down. Did you sit for 10 minutes with the pen and paper and just think what the next action is? Wouldn't you know, the second we were done, he sprinted out of the room. He didn't even take the time to think about thinking at the time. So anyway, I'm curious your thoughts with all the distractions today. Where self-discovery plays.
I had an experience. If you don't know when to stop, sometimes life will stop you.
Yeah. Sometimes
God has to break a life in order to heal a life. Yeah. And I was stopped because I've been over in the airport to pick something up, and I experienced sciatica pain. And then I was dealing with the pain of 4th stage cancer. And I never forget when I was in California, Playa Vista, and my niece and my business partner left to go to the store. The majority of the people on that paper would say, Les, if I could, I would, but I don't have it. Where if they had called me, if I didn't have it, I would get it.
Yeah.
And so everybody's in their rightful place. Their rightful place is where their thoughts have brought them. Their true place of independence, their true place of controlling their own destiny is where their thoughts can take them. And most people won't invest the focus, the energy, and the effort to live a life on their terms.
Yeah. And does that come as a daily morning routine, as an evening routine throughout the day? How does that tactically?
When I get up in the morning, I say all things work together for good, for those who love God and for those who are called according to His purpose. And then I say, Lord, whatever I face today, together, you and I can handle it. And I review the goals of what I want to get out of the day. Most people get up and they just want to get through the day. And then, in addition to that, what I do is that I start thinking about what is it I need to learn today that I did not know yesterday. So, and after I recite those affirmations, and I look at the things that I want to get out of the day that I wrote the night before, and then I ask myself, what is it that I need to learn today that I did not know yesterday?
Yeah.
Because I believe that in order for us to make it in and out of the pandemic, one, it requires mental resolve, feeding our faith. And right now our faith is being tested.
Yes.
And it's easy to have faith, your bills are paid, you got a job, your business is successful, the relationships are working, the children are not driving you crazy. It's easy to have faith then. But when you have had the rug snatched out from under you like the pandemic has done. Faith not tested can't be trusted. Okay. The next thing that's very important is having relationships. My son John Wesley, who's a speaker and a coach and the president of our company, he said, always ask yourself, when you think about your relationships, who should you count on? And who should you count out? There are people who are always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them.
Yes.
And so this is the time that we have to look at our relationships and ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Yeah. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. Academy Award winner Sidney Poitier said that when you go for a walk with somebody, something happens. Either they adjust to your pace or you adjust to their pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? Yeah. And so I encourage people to look at your relationships and ask, what is this relationship doing to me? Yeah. Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually and financially? Am I living a life that will outlive me? Yeah. And the next thing is that developing collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships, but also practicing the principle of upgrading your communication skills. Warren Buffett, when he graduated from Harvard, the first thing he did was he invested in a communications course. I trained the people on a course I trained called Hungry to Speak. And the reason is, Steve Jobs said that the storyteller is the most powerful person in the world. Yes. That if you can tell a story about yourself, about your knowledge, your skills, do a podcast that's compelling like you're doing, yes, to make your mark for that which you believe in. That this is the attention economy, but in order to get the attention, create an experience with the attention and ignite the attention. People who don't know how to do that, they have skinny children. Yes. So you got to learn how to become an effective communicator. Yes. In order to make it in the attention economy. Hold that attention, create an experience with that attention so that you can have your place in the marketplace. Yes. You know, so mindset, relationships, OQP, only quality people, and effective communication skills. I believe that life is for living, for loving, and being healthy, and living a meaningful life, a purposeful life. Why purposeful? Well, because it narrows your choices. I spent time talking to my son last night. I said, I don't have a void in my life because I don't know who my father was that I'm aware of. I'm adopted, okay? But what I was saying to him, I said, the conversation that I'm going to have with you right now is a conversation if I knew then me, or is this going to take me down a path at some point in time I will regret that I made this choice. Robert Frost, come forth, please. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and I selected the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it, because few there be that are willing to be disciplined. Few there be that are willing to listen. Few there be that are coachable. Few there be that are willing to leverage the experiences of other people so they can maximize their impact in this thing called life. You can't tell them anything. There's nothing worse than arrogance and ignorance. People who think they know and they don't know. If you're not one of those people and you're ready to be coached, or you're ready for breakthrough thinking, as Dr. Stan would say, Dr. Breakthrough. Yeah. Hello, I got it like that. As Reverend Ike would say, you can't lose with the stuff I use. Oh, behave. Why are you laughing? You got to laugh today. You got to find ways and create special moments. I'm creating a moment that we spend together. You're going to be saying to some of your friends, you know what? I watched that crazy boy Les Brown, Mamie Brown's baby boy. He had me rolling, child. He needs some help. He a little touch of the head, really. He cut his flat top off too. Yeah, he used to be looking like Kid and Play from House Party. Yeah, he cut the flat top off. Somebody got to him. No, they did not. Not. I just did it because it's a new year. I'm going to get it done in 21. There's some things I'm determined to do, determined to accomplish. What is it that you're determined to do? That you are determined to accomplish, that you've been going at it again and again and again, and you fail, and now you're ready to quit, or you've already quit. I'm saying to you, come, Lazarus, come forth. Had to call him 3 times. Come on, you got the power to come out of there. Lazarus, didn't you hear me? You know something. People watch and say, you know, I think Jerusalem Slim has lost it. He called him, we told him the man's dead. Yeah, there are a lot of people walking around with a lot of potential in them that's dead. Greatness in them, that's dead. Genius in them, that's dead. Abilities and talents that need to be resurrected, that's dead. Greatness and abilities to change the world that need to be called forth 3 times. Lazarus, come forth. Whoa, wow. He said, brothers and sisters start running from everywhere. Oh, my Lord, good Lord. That's a good google-moogle. They say, he's on fire. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Wow. The distance that I have traveled so far